Welcome to the Chess.com podcast. Welcome to Chess.com's mini-clip podcast. Today's mini-clip podcast is White to move and mate in 2. This puzzle was constructed by Jeremy Morse and published in the British Chess magazine in 1962. Now there are a number of mates and mating sequences. I'll just run through 2 very quickly. The first is knight to d7 check. The king is forced to move and only has the h6 square available. Now white's best move is to capture the queen. Black can prolong the game by one move by moving to his pawn to d5, where black can capture the pawn, forcing the king to go to h7 or h5, and then we have mate with the bishop on f7. However, this is a mate in 4. Another mate in sequence here is the bishop taking the queen. In a first move, again the king is trapped and only the pawn move is available, d5. And here white must be careful. If he captures on d5, we'll have stalemate. So the bishop now comes to e6, and after pawn to d4, the h7 pawn can promote to any particular piece, and we have a revealed check, which is in fact checkmate. But this is a mate in 3. We're looking for mate in 2. Well, running through those 2 examples, I noticed in this starting position both the pawn on d6 and the black king on f6 are in locked positions, and only the queen is available to move. I also noticed that when the h8 square was vacant, the pawn from g7 could move to g8, and we had this revealed mate. So this should give us a good clear indication of how to go about solving this puzzle. Well, if the king comes to g4, we can now see that any move by the queen would vacate the g8 square and unveil our mate. Now there are a few examples of this. Let's run through them. Say the queen took on d5, we would have the pawn promoting to either a queen or a bishop, and the 2 strong diagonals will mate the black king. Another option for the queen may simply be to come to f7. Now in this position, promoting to a queen or a bishop does not work, as the black queen can come to g7 and the victory is delayed to 3 moves, so the puzzle is not solved. However, if in this position we have the white pawn promoting to a knight, then we have checkmate. Another example of where the knight promotion wins is if the queen takes on f8. Again, the pawn captures, but this time with a knight promotion, and we have this very classic looking mating net. However, when we moved our king from f4 to g4, we freed up the move king to e5. However, there is no escape here for the black king, and knight to d7 completes the mate. So our key move in this position, the starting position, is king to g4, where any move leads to mate. I hope you enjoyed this Chess.com mini-clip podcast. Thank you for watching the Chess.com podcast.